Hello again. My name is Dr. Mohsen. As Wednesdays usual, I'm talking about films. Today, I'm talking about Harry Potter, but different film from series of Harry Potter. Today, I'm going to talk about Harry Potter and Goblet of Fire. Each year, Harry Potter learns something new. Harry Potter grow and he discovered more talent, he discovered more power, and he grew in power. And he finds that about the past, he finds out about the future. There was a competition that Hogwarts was the host of that competition. But this competition has some rules. It was a very hard competition, and not everybody was allowed to enter that competition. So, because of that danger that competition had, they set age limit. Nobody under the age of 17 could enter the competition. And Harry Potter was under 17 age. So it was relaxed. After everybody put their name on the Goblet of Fire, they announced the name of those selected to enter the competition because only 3% was allowed to enter the competition. And they announced the name of those persons. After a while, after finishing announcing the three names, they saw unusual activity. That unusual activity was announcing another name came out of that Goblet of Fire. And that name was Harry Potter. Everybody was confused. Everybody was confused because he didn't qualify for the game. He didn't reach that age. But the Ministry of Magic of that country, whatever it is, he said rules are rules. When the name is selected, so it has to enter the game. He had no choice. He had no choice. He had to compete with those bigger than himself. And sometimes in our life journeys, we have to defeat our Goliath. If you know the story of Goliath and David, David was an ordinary boy. He volunteered actually to defeat the Goliath. But in case of Harry Potter, he didn't volunteer to enter that game with bigger than himself. Sometimes we have to do this. Sometimes there is something in front of us that we should defeat. We have to break the wall. And in order to do that, we need to get wisdom. We need to get strength from God. And we need to stay steadfast. Because if you want to achieve what God has for you, you have to go forward. I passed through a lot of hardship. Still, I have some hardship. But I never wanted to face those giants, but I see falls of the giant. I see falls of the giant. I never intended to face the giants in the church. I never wanted to, but I had no choice. I had no choice to go and fight with them. So, let's go back to Harry Potter. Enough talking about me. We are talking about Harry Potter. But sometimes when we want to learn from the films, we have to learn about our experiences. Because when you watch a film, it's not only for entertainment. You have to learn something from the film. And what you can learn from the film? By relating and resonating with those characters in the film. There is Malfoy, who thinks is better than anybody else. Because of his family, there is blood in his family, magical blood in his family, and Muggles shouldn't enter the Hogwarts at all. So sometimes the people are like this. But sometimes people like Harry Potter, and he had no idea who he is. No idea. But step by step, he discovered his calling, he discovered his identity, he discovered about past, he discovered about enemies, he discovered about future. So I never intended to be pastor. I never intended to be someone who is against hypocrite of the church. But I wanted to learn more. I wanted to go to seminary and learn more about Word of God. But hypocrite in the church prevent me from going there. And first block. And step by step, I found out that this is the way I should go. Exactly, that was the God's plan for me, those blocks. When God closed a window, open a door for you. And that block intended for me because I grow and I come to this situation that I am. If I went to seminary at that time, I didn't intend to, but maybe I was an ordinary pastor like those hypocrites. The only difference was that I never teach false teaching. That was the only difference between me and them. But now I have greater calling. Now I have greater calling, which is correcting. That's again, I didn't intend to correct them. But my duty is correcting those hypocrites in the church. Purify the church. That is my duty. Okay. There is somebody behind the scene, as always. As always. There is something or someone behind the scene that corrupting everything. Sometimes we hear things that we don't believe, but that are truth. Somebody with a mask or with a replaced personality was doing something to defeat Harry Potter. In the first round of competition, there was dragon, and they had to get a golden egg of dragon. Or if it were not with, for the dragon, there was a golden egg. He was successful at the first round, and they entered the second round. Second round was ocean. They told them somebody has stolen something from them, and they have to go to the ocean and rescue that person. They had only 1 hour to do this. Okay, they went. There was 3 persons, and sorry, there was 4. There was 4 persons because there was 4 person compete. There was a girl in the competition, and that girl wasn't successful to rescue her little sister. What Harry Potter did, he could rescue one and come up and be the first one. But instead, he remained, and those creatures, they didn't allow him because they said only you can rescue only one. But he rescued not 1 but 2 and bring them up. That was the second round of competition. What we learned from this? What we learned from this is sometimes when we go up the mountains, we have to get the hand of somebody else and bring it to the mountain as well. Normally, when we want to go forward or go high, if we are alone, we go faster. Go, 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 go. But when we help somebody else and bring him or her with us, maybe it takes more time, but it will be more rewarded. After second, which was ocean, we come to the last round of competition, which was maze. You know, I solved a lot of maze when I was younger. I'm still young. When I was younger, I solved a lot of mazes. You have to follow a certain path. Sometimes it was dead end. You have to start again from start to finish. But this was a real maze. They have to go and exit. There was a lot of difficulty. Again, they entered the maze, and after a lot of difficulty, Harry Potter again saved another teammate. Again, he saved another one. But unexpected thing happened. The one that I told you with the changed personality, he came and get the hold of Harry Potter, and they released Voldemort. Voldemort came to life again. In that time, they tried to kill Harry Potter. But he managed to exit and rescue himself. And when he announced that, oh, Voldemort is back, nobody believed him. Unless some few people believed it. But the ministry didn't believe it. Sometimes when we say a fact, when we say about forces of darkness, when we say about hypocrisy in the church, nobody believe it. When I went to my ex-publisher and told him that they were trying to poison me in the workplace, he didn't believe that. I didn't expect that, but it happened. When you tell the truth, sometimes they didn't believe it. Tomorrow, if you watch me and follow me, when I'm talking to youth tomorrow, I will talk about this, about persuasion and proof. There's a difference between the two. And Harry Potter closed at this will close at that time, and we see again how adventure Harry Potter has to deal with after that, because it's the first of the revival of Voldemort, and he has big plans to rule again, and he had unfinished business, and he wanted to finish that unfinished business. Peace of God be with you all.